A very cheerful morning to dear students. Welcome to e-learning classes of Sacred Hearts. In 35th lecture of business studies, we are going to discuss topic financial planning of chapter financial management. The very first topic of today's lecture is financial planning. That means what is the meaning of financial planning? So, dear students, financial planning means deciding in advance how much to spend on what to spend according to the funds at your disposal. That means how much the amount is to be spent on what is it is to be spent as per the available money or as per the available financial resources. So, it is something about the planning of financial resources of the organization. In the words of Gastonberg, financial planning includes three elements, and these three elements are the very first, that is the determination of amount of finance needed by an enterprise. The very first step that is in the financial planning is to decide the amount, how much is to be needed for accomplishment of a certain task, and that is of running of the operations of business very smoothly. For this, the finance managers do the sales forecast, and if in the future prospects appears to be bright and expect increase in sales, then firm needs to increase its production capacity, which means more requirement of long term funds. For the determination of amount to be recognized, how much amount is needed, for this finance manager used to have a forecast, that is the sales forecast. In this, the expectation, the future prediction about the sales is made, and if it seems to be high, then obviously we are needed with increase in the production capacity, and for increasing of the production capacity we are needed with the more requirement of long term funds. Second element, determination of sources of funds. That means from where we are going to arrange the source, the finance for the accomplishment of the task. Either it will be internally generated or may be raised from the external sources. It may happen that it can come through the equity shares, it can come from the retained earnings. This can happen, but it can also happen that we have to borrow the money from outside. So it can be internally generated or it can be the externally raised source. Now the third and last element, that is the determination of suitable policies for proper utilization and administration of funds. Only arranging of funds doesn't is not sufficient, but after arranging of funds, these funds are needed to be utilized in the proper projects so that they can provide the proper return for the business. So these are the three elements, we can say, हम इनको elements भी बोल सकते हैं बेटा, three elements of financial planning as per the words of Gestenberg. Now we are coming to the next topic, that is the objectives of financial planning. That means the main reason behind execution of financial planning. What are these objectives? See, first, to ensure availability of funds whenever these are required. In this, see beta, the main objective of financial planning is that sufficient fund should be available in the company for the different purposes such as purchase of long term assets to meet day to day expenses, etc. That means every time there must be a sufficient amount of availability of funds in the organization. There must not be any situation that we have to make some payments, we have to purchase the assets, we have to make the payment of electricity, we have to make the payment of wages, but we are not having funds available for that. So it ensures that whenever there is requirement of fund, before that only there is the availability of funds in the organization. This is the first objective and foremost objective. Now, the second, to see that firm does not raise resources unnecessarily. We can arrange funds either internally or externally, but it doesn't mean that we will excessively arrange the funds, है ना. हम फंड्स को अरेंज कर सकते हैं, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि हम लोगों ने अननेसेसरी बल्क में फिनेंस को अरेंज करके अपने पास स्टोर किया हुआ. इट इज़ नॉट लाइक दैट. सी इन दिस, excess funding is as bad as inadequate or shortage of funds. Okay, if the shortage of funds is bad, then obviously excess funding is also bad. Why? Because if we are doing excess funding, obviously we have to pay the interest to the particular persons, to the particular parties जिनसे हम लोगों ने इस अमाउंट को अरेंज किया है. दैट मीन्स कि हम लोग फंड को यूटिलाइज भी नहीं कर पा रहे हैं एंड स्टिल वी आर पेइंग सम सॉर्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट ऑन दैट. ठीक है. इफ़ देयर इज सरप्लस मनी, अगर ऐसा हो जाता है कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के पास सरप्लस मनी बचा हुआ है, ठीक है, देन फिनेंशियल प्लानिंग मस्ट इन्वेस्ट इट in the best possible manner, as keeping the financial resources idle is very bad for the organization. ठीक है. तो अगर आपके पास एक्सेस फंड है, अब आ गया है अननेसेसरली, बाय मिस्टेक आपने उसको क्या कर लिया है, अरेंज कर लिया है, तो अब हमें उस फंड को कहीं ना कहीं यूटिलाइज करना होगा सो दैट वी कैन पे आउट वट एवर द रेगुलर रिटर्न इज देयर ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट. सो देयर आर टू ऑब्जेक्टिव. द वेरी फर्स्ट, that is the smooth availability of funds, and second one, to check out that there must not be any unnecessarily excessive use of availability of financial resources. Now we are coming to the next topic, that is the importance of financial planning. Financial planning is considered very important for the success and for the failure of any of the organization. There are some certain reasons which are providing, which are giving the significance or importance of financial planning. Let us discuss them one by one. The very first, facilitates collection of optimum funds. If we talk about the financial planning, then financial planning estimates the precise requirement of funds. Precise requirement of funds, that means कि in advance it used to decide, it used to make a prediction that how much fund is to be needed, so that there must not be any shortage of fund as well as no over capitalization situation in the organization. ठीक है. तो सबसे पहले क्या करता है, ये फोरकास्ट करता है जिससे कि जो फंड्स हैं वो ऑप्टिममली यूटिलाइज होते हैं, सो देर इज़ नो शॉर्टेज एज वेल एज एक्सेसिव availability of financial resources. Second, we are coming, it helps in fixing up the most appropriate capital structure. What is the capital structure? If we talk about the capital structure, then we can say it is a combination of long term, medium term and short term finance. Either we can say it is the combination of debt and equity. If we talk about in both the aspects, then financial planning helps us to make a appropriate capital structure. See, in this, financial planning is necessary for tapping appropriate resources at appropriate time. ठीक है. It also enhances or facilitates the availability of funds at correct time. It is also important. Accurate availability at accurate time, the both combination of both makes it very effective and appropriate. Now, the third point of importance, helps in investing finance in right projects. There are a lot of options in which the finance or fund can be invested, but financial planning facilitate or helps the particular organization or the company to invest its amount in the most suitable or the right project. Until and unless we are not making the investment in the right projects, it will not facilitate the condition of growth, development and success for the organization. The next one, fourth, helps in operational activities. See, in this beta, the success or the failure of production and distribution function of business depends upon the financial decision. If we talk about the operational activities, then in this, production and distribution are the most crucial and important activities, and these two crucial activities as well depend upon the financial decision, as right decision ensures smooth flow of finance and smooth operation of production and distribution. Until and unless we are not having the smooth availability of finance, we cannot have the operation activity, production activity and distribution activity smoothly. If we are having the smooth flow of finance, obviously we can execute production and distribution smoothly. But if we are not having the finance smoothly, obviously production activities and distribution activities will be obstacled. Now the next one, base for financial control. Financial planning act as basis for चेकिंग द फाइनेंशियल एक्टिविटीज़. ठीक है, जो फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग है वो एक क्राइटेरिया प्रोवाइड करता है किसका, फॉर क्रॉस चेकिंग. किसको क्रॉस चेक करने के लिए, फाइनेंशियल एक्टिविटीज़ को, बाय कंपेयरिंग द एक्चुअल रेवेन्यू विद एस्टिमेटेड रेवेन्यू. इस बात को कंपेयर करते हैं कि हमें एक्चुअल में रेवेन्यू कितनी हुई and what was the amount that we have estimated. It also compares the estimated cost and the actual cost. ठीक है, next we are coming that helps in proper utilization of finance. If we talk about finance, then finance is given as a title of lifeblood of business. As the blood is important for human body, in the same way finance is important for the business. So the financial planning is an integral part of the corporate planning of business. That is why the financial planning is considered as one of the most important part of the business. And all business plans depends upon the soundness of financial planning. ठीक है, तो जो जितना भी हमारा रिसोर्सेज का यूटिलाइजेशन है, इट ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स अपॉन द प्रॉपर एंड साउंड फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग. एंड नाउ द लास्ट वन of importance that helps in avoiding business shocks and surprises. Shocks and surprises are the conditions which can bring the negative results for the organization. By anticipating, that means by forecasting the financial requirement, the financial situation, the shocks and surprises, the loss due to these type of shocks and surprises can be minimized, and all this happen due to the sound financial planning. This is all about the importance of financial planning. And now the last topic of this lecture, that is the comparison between financial management and financial planning. Although both the terms sounds as same, but there is a very little bit difference between both the terms. Let us discuss them. The very first, that is the meaning. We all know about the meaning of financial management and planning, but again we are saying, if we talk about the financial management, then financial management refers to the efficient acquisition, utilization and disposal of surplus for the smooth flow of an organization. ठीक है, बट इफ़ वी टॉक अबाउट द फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग, इट रेफर्स टू एस्टिमेशन ऑफ कैपिटल रिक्वायर्ड and deciding the source of funds and optimum utilization of funds. Both the points have been discussed earlier. I don't think that it is needed to be discussed again. Second, we are coming, that is scope. If we talk about the financial management, then it is wider in scope as it includes financial planning. ठीक है, financial management का जो scope है वो comparatively wide होता है. क्यों? क्योंकि financial planning इसमें क्या होता है, involve होता है. And if we talk about the financial planning, it is narrow in scope as it is one segment of financial management. और अगर हम लोग financial planning की बात करें तो इसका जो concept है, scope है, वो narrow होता है. क्यों? क्योंकि it in itself is a part of financial management. The third part, that is objective. The objective of financial management is to manage all the activities related to finance. Wherever the finance will come, obviously financial management will come. ठीक है, and if we talk about financial planning, then its objective is to ensure the availability of funds and to see that the firm does not raise the funds unnecessarily. फंड्स अवेलेबल रहें और अननेसेसरी फंड्स अवेलेबल ना हो, एक्यूमुलेशन अननेसेसरी फंड्स का ना हो. दिस इज़ ओनली द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ द फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग. सो दिस इज़ ऑल अबाउट टुडे. आज हम लोगों ने बेटा देखा द मीनिंग ऑफ फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग, देयर आफ्टर इट्स एलिमेंट्स एज पर द गेस्टनबर्ग. Thereafter, we have seen the two objectives of financial planning, and then the importance of financial planning. A lot of points we have seen over there, and in the last, we are done with the difference between financial management and financial planning. This is all about today. God bless you all. Stay safe, stay healthy. God bless you all. Thank you very much.